Celebrate Love Your Pet Day by joining myself, Carol-Ann Kelleher and Gino Fabry on Gino's Spot, Saturday, 20th of February, as we get up close and personal with those who work tirelessly in our metro to be a voice for the voiceless. Yes, we're going to be chatting to representatives from some of the major rescue organizations in our city. Let's find out how we can spread that pet love beyond our own backyards. Sit, Gino, sit. Good boy, Gino. Good boy, Gino.
All right.
Good evening. Welcome. It's wonderful to be on Gino's Spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Got a drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's Shot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, and welcome to Gino's Spot. Today we do not today, because it's kind of the day, because it's still light outside. Okay, my name's Carla-Ann the Rhino guy. That's right. And I even wore a special zebra outfit tonight. And I know we're gonna have some fun tonight because we are looking at the animals. It's Save Your Pet Day. It's a be nice to your pet day today. I don't know if you even know that. It's worldwide. We've got to be nice to the animals, good to the animals, make sure that you take care of the animals. It's not to do with anything else. Nothing. Yeah, that's right. So I'm obviously here to MC a little bit. We've got Carol-Ann Kelleher on tonight. Woo! Yeah, she's so cool. She's always encouraging and always generous and always she loves the animals. Hello, Carol Jacobs from right. And put up the comments. Let me check where you're watching from, where you are, whereabouts you are. When I was younger, I always loved animals. When I was young as well, above my bed, I had a dream catcher. I don't know if you know, a dream catcher, and then next to the dream catcher, I had a picture of my father. Because if you got a dream catcher, then you must always have a dream crusher next to it. And my father, he always said, "Oh, God, you, all people sprang from the apes, but you just didn't spring far enough." Okay, I'm gonna spring. Watching from Dubai, Emma Petard. Lovely to see you in Dubai. How is it in the desert? How many plants can you see in the desert? A lot of them? I hope so. Oh, I don't know what animals are in the desert. Camels. We got 2 eyes, and camels also got 2 legs as well. Yes. Wendy Thompson, party tonight. In there, that is a party that's fantastic. I like that. That's a party that's for things with paws. That's right. I hope Floyd is watching. Floyd is her dog. And we got dogs and animals here as well, with these animals outside here and everywhere. Everybody's here to watch for the animals, and we're going to try and raise some money as well if we can as well. So be generous too. We're going to see if you fancy anything. And we got the cat care here as well, the kitties, and we got animal welfare society. We got SPCA. We got all sorts of people. Woo! And let me tell you, when I was brought up, my parents. My father was 12 years older than my mom. They were high school sweethearts. He was just doof. Hello, Mark Telford. Nice to see you, peeps. Woo, it's going to be fun tonight. I'm telling you, there's no beginning to my talents. That's right. I'm here tonight to show you some of them. And I've been doing it here at Gino Spot. I've been hired here 5 weeks in a row now. Unemployee of the month. That's right. That's me, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gino's Spot. We're gonna sing a little song now. Let's chuck your comments in. Let me see who's watching. I want to check all of you, all the people that are watching. Send your comments. Type it quickly. Let's do it. Let's go. Wild thing. You make my heart sing. That's right. You make everything groovy. Wild thing. Sandy Harrison, I see you watching. She said, hello, Gino, Carol, and Rob Hepworth here. Woo, Charlene, do it. Wild thing. I said yes to Rhodes. I see Linda Fund, Mr. Hazen, all the way from Queenstown. Well, that's right. We'll be dancing and an awesome party. You're watching from. Just put your comment in the comment. If you're sitting and you're looking at YouTube, you can comment. Alright. Wild thing, I think I love you, but I wanna know for sure. So come on, hold me tight. Donald Thomas. Oh, wild thing. You make my heart sing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot tonight, indeed. Watching from Dubai, indeed. We've got people all over the world watching tonight, and it's going to be good fun from the home of Port Elizabeth and the Eastern Cape. Lovely to have you all here, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! And I see we've our sponsors, Fitch and Leeds, have come up with some lovely drinks. We've got some very nice. I've got my little pink G&T tonight. I hope you're drinking. So let me know what you're drinking. Hello, Charles Curtin. Nice to have you. Lovely white hat you're wearing. That's very nice. We got Fitch and Leeds, obviously our sponsor, and of course Spar are also sponsoring us tonight too, as well as hello Queenie Grootboom Kontleka Queenie. Tonight's episode, very excited indeed. Love your pet day, rescue orgs. Thank you, Gino and Carol-Ann. Yes, Queenie, we are going to do this tonight. We've got a whole bunch of people in tonight, and it's going to be such fun. Of course, Amubia, our internet provider as well, also providing some lovely speedy internet for us. All right, and usually tonight we do our Fitch and Leeds have a magical mixologist who is Justin, and let's have a look at what Justin has to teach us about mixing the drinks together so we can be nice and refreshed.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tickle, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the moments, the second moment that I'm going to be stealing your attention. Alright, today we have a pink gin and tonic, a non-alcoholic pink gin and tonic. Sounds mental, but it works, I promise. Okay, so again, really easy. All that I've got here next to me is some sliced cucumber and some sliced strawberries. I'm going to pop the G&T, let's wait for that lovely noise. Excellent. I'm already feeling like I should be out by the pool on a hot summer's day. Get that in. Marvelous. And then a couple of strawberries. My hands are sanitized, I promise. Uncle Cyril can't drag me out for anything. And, as usual, a simple stir with the magic wand. Fantastic.
I'd like to add little T and G, but I'd like to add a little bit of G to it. If G, you know, would that be all right? I hope it is.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, lovely! Isn't
Oh,
that?
let's perhaps give it a second stir. I know
Perhaps it is.
you're the captain of drinking, but I'm sure you can't handle that.
Not too long, not too long. All right, and bottoms up to all of you. You enjoy. Oh, that's very GGG indeed. Bloody marvelous.
Fitch and Leeds, you've got a mixer that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch and Leeds, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual.
All right, and we are in. Let's just turn these up a little bit, Gary. We've got Carol-Ann Kelleher in the studio tonight. Hello, Carol-Ann. Lovely
Hello.
to have you aboard on Gino's spot tonight. I've been wanting to do something like this for ages, and you were just the right person to do it because you've got your finger in so many different pies.
I'll tell you. It is such a wonderful opportunity, Gino, Gary, and Spa, to be here and to be facilitating this chat that we're about to have on this Love Your Pet Day. It's awesome.
Love
Thank
Your Pet Day. I mean, it's perfect. So we saved it. We saved this show for the Love Your Pet Day. And I thought we'd have to get in Carol-Ann to take over my show, but I'm letting you run
Thank you.
riot.
Carte blanche.
It's fine, carte blanche for you. So we can talk about the animals because I know you've always been vociferous animal lover and a fighter for animal rights.
You know what? Not as much as some. You know, people say to me, "Oh, you do so much for the animals," and the truth is, I don't really. The organizations, the women we are going to speak to now, these are the people who are in the trenches every single day.
Yeah.
So thank you for the opportunity. And we're going to dispel some myths, educate ourselves. There's so much to learn when it comes to animal rescue. Okay.
Lovely.
first
I'm going to
guest.
learn as well. I'm going to learn with you as well tonight.
Okay,
as well,
cool. Great.
Whatever I do, because I'm all keen. I love my dogs. I've had cats. I've animals. And the animals need us. They have to have that human, especially now during lockdown. These organizations get pushed to the
It's been a
side.
struggle.
You know?
It's been a huge struggle.
I'm sure because everybody's battling at the moment. The economy's down. You know.
You know, the bottom line is we know that particularly for disadvantaged people, you know, you're battling to feed yourself. You can't really afford to feed your animals. COVID hits, and so it's just a.
Yeah, and the human side gets first dibs
course,
on everything, obviously. But so we've got to have this kind of thing to bring it back onto the forum, into the public eye.
We have to take care of the animals as well. If we are to live in a truly moral society, we have to have compassion. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be an animal lover, but just do no harm.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we get the ball rolling?
Absolutely. Okay, so we can get it going. We've got quite a few people coming in today. We've got quite a train. It's a little train that we're bringing in.
Very nice.
Very nice, you know. So who's up first?
Okay, we have, first of all, we're going to be crossing to Cynthia Van, and we weren't sure, is it Van Rhijn from the Animal Welfare Society, the official fundraiser? Now, it's difficult to be a fundraiser in today's world. Okay, so Cynthia, are you there?
Let's have a look. Ah, there we go. Cynthia van Rhijn, look at you.
Love it. Love the mask, Cynthia. Okay, so they're in that little video. Welcome. Hello.
Thank you
Can
very
you
much.
introduce us to your fellow?
Yes, do a little introduction. Cynthia.
This is my little Vanilla, actually adopted from Animal Anti-Cruelty League a number of years ago.
Wow, awesome. Hello, Vanilla. Okay, so let's get straight into it, Cynthia. So we've seen the video. That is the Animal Welfare Society. Tell us briefly, what is the area that you serve?
So we are basically an open shelter, and we offer a safe place for unwanted, lost and abandoned animals. And we service the entire metro of Port Elizabeth. But our neighboring township, Walmer Township, is next door to us, and we help them to look after their pets as well. So yes, we have a huge area that we cover, and yeah, that's basically Walmer Township next to us, and the PE.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to know an average day in the life of the Animal Welfare Society. What happens?
Well, anything can really happen. It's quite it's quite a volatile place to work. I'm actually not on site as the fundraiser, otherwise I would not get any work done. But I mean, typically we have people arriving with animals in need of help, medical help. Sometimes there are surrenders. More often than not, there are people that then obviously are coming to us for help. And we do adoptions, etc. So it can really be anything. Anything can happen.
Okay, so what are your biggest challenges? The biggest challenges and the myths and perceptions that you have to kind of work with?
So basically, I think sterilization is one of those things that is quite a hot topic, because we have an animal shelter due to the fact that people are not sterilizing their pets. So there are many unwanted kittens and puppies out there, and it just gets worse and worse. And there's just not enough homes for all the animals that we have at a shelter. In fact, the shelter exists because people are not sterilizing the animals. They're not looking after them medically. They're not vaccinating them. They're not looking after them. And it's a huge...
So what do we do? What are you doing as a society? What can be done to alleviate this problem?
We have a on-site vet, Dr. Stewart, who does sterilization at Animal Welfare Society for people who cannot afford vet care. So the disadvantaged in the community come to us for medical assistance. But we adopt out animals that are offered a second chance. So people come and surrender an animal, or they bring in a stray animal to Animal Welfare Society, and we give them a second chance through rehoming, and that rehoming includes them meeting the animal. Our inspector goes out to their premises and does a premises check, etc., to make sure that the animal will be safely rehomed and they get a second chance that way.
What are the worst things? I was called to assist. There was a dog at the tip in Walmer that somebody had poured boiling water over. Now, this is a common occurrence. If dogs are fighting somewhere and people want to, break up the dogs and what have you, throw boiling water over the dog. And I actually brought this dog to Animal Welfare Society. And then you get instances where a dog will be badly injured, but the people just don't care. They kind of think, okay. What is being done in terms of education? Are you involved in education at all?
Yes, we are. We go out into the township. We have a bi-weekly clinic that we run there. We educate the people. It's a matter of just basically tapping into and helping people, spreading awareness about rehoming, etc. And then obviously we have a 24-hour service at Animal Welfare where people can report situations of cruelty and neglect to us. We've got 2 inspectors who will go out and investigate every single complaint that is reported to us. And then obviously our vet will help out with the situation there, like you said, in terms of when an animal has been injured. But we can only provide basic medical, basic veterinary services.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk fundraising, because at the end of the day, that is what you do as well. And in these times, how are you surviving, and how can the public assist you?
Yes, so it's actually been quite a challenge. I mean, obviously last year with COVID, the hard lockdown, we were not able to host our traditional fundraisers. We had we came from the golf day, etc. We actually had to take a lot of our fundraising opportunities online through social media, etc., to reach people. But yes, how people can help. We are inviting people to please get involved, bring donations to us. We use between 80 to 100 kilograms of dog food alone a day. So donations are always, we need, winter's coming up, blankets. There are things that we need. In fact, we have a wish list that is out on our Facebook, that we advertise and things. So there are ways that people can get involved and adopt and share our message of adoption. Because at the end of the day, the more animals we can rehome through adoptions, the more animals we can help at the end of the day. So really share those posts, support our fundraisers. Vitally important. We need funding to continue with the work that we do for animals. So we look after their basic needs. You can get involved with sponsorship. We've got an amazing initiative called the Sponsor a Kennel campaign, where basically people can sponsor a kennel or a cat pen, have a name board put up at the kennel. You get stories about the animals that are staying there. You then can help us by promoting them then for adoption too, to give them a second chance and help us to cover our costs at the end of the day, because we have staff that work really hard to care for all of the animals. And if I can mention, we are caring for about 150 animals at the moment. And it can actually double during our really busy times. And now COVID has impacted us hugely in the sense that we have had we've been inundated with a lot of surrenders from people who have become unemployed. They have had to downscale.
Really sad.
Lost their jobs and
they've lost their jobs, they've lost their income, they've had to move in with family, they couldn't take their existing pets with them, so they've surrendered them to us at the shelter for responsible rehoming. And if I can just say, an animal that has lived in a home environment that comes into the shelter environment, it's a huge shock for them. They don't do well at the kennels at all. An animal that has, say, come from a situation of cruelty and neglect, to them, animal welfare will be like a hotel, It's a safe haven. But at the end of the day, it is my happy place. I love being there with all the animals and interacting with them. And even though I'm the fundraiser, I keep a very close, relationship with all the animals. I volunteer there so that I know why I am fundraising and why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. It's so important to just keep your finger on the pulse.
Well, Cynthia, thank you so much for the work that you do, and the whole team, Catherine, all of you at Animal Welfare Society. And some good news is that my brother, Gary, is in the market. Sadly, he's had pooches who've passed away recently. He's ready to adopt again. So we will be doing our tour of the shelters.
I guarantee you, Gary, it's the first time he's hearing about it tonight as well. I see Kim Robertson online. She says animals do have a voice. No, I'm not talking about the parrot or the snake talking in the Garden of Eden. I'm talking about the sharp, witty, beautiful, warm, deep, bright voice of very own Carol-Ann. That's for you, Carol-Ann, who fostered and rehomed so many precious pups, devoted in her time over and over, and devoted her time over and over for free to MC and at rescue gigs, and to do all the PE Rescue Foundations. A heartfelt thank you for devoting your time and money and energy. That's for you, Carol-Ann.
Thank you, Kimmy. And I want to tell you that Kimmy is amazing what she does for the animals as well. But let's get back to Cynthia. Thank you so much, Cynthia, as I was saying, for what you do, you and the team at Animal Welfare Society.
Absolutely, and the vets that are doing that stuff as well, Stewart, amazing.
Our vet, Dr. Stewart, is just amazing. He really is. I look up to him so much, and he really is inspirational in the way that he deals with all the animals. And yes, Catherine, who does all our dog adoptions, our special our specialist,
amazing, yeah.
Erica for the cats, and then of course all the wardens, Yvonne and Michael and Abby. We like a family at the end of the day. And if I can also just say that we are turning 50 years old. This year. Yes.
I'm also 50, Cynthia. I'm also 50 this year.
Oh, wow.
I win. I'm a pensioner.
1970. Was it 1970? It's 1971.
1971. Oh, sorry. Yes, my other.
We love it.
I was waiting for it to turn around and stick its note right in the camera.
Before that happened.
But Cynthia, you were saying about the fact that you loved animals and that's why you're involved. But you're doing the fundraising, so you're more in an admin kind of role there. But I mean, all the people that work there, I'm sure, have got this inherent love for animals. That and
it's a passion, yeah.
It's a passion.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. No, it is definitely a passion. But being an NPO, we also fill the gaps where needed, and there are a lot of gaps often. So you kind of, I'm maybe the fundraiser, but I also help Catherine and Erica with adoptions. Yes. And, there's a lot of different, we help each other. Like I said, we're a family. We work together very well. And, we try and make a difference for all the animals, because at the end of the day, they have no voice and we have to be their voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're truly defenseless. Thank you, Cynthia. And Vanilla's gorgeous.
Vanilla. It's got this nonchalant sort of look on its face, I'm just trying to think. If this cat walks across one more time, that's what it's saying. Vanilla's is not too interested. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If I can just also add, we've got some amazing volunteers at Animal Welfare who come to help us. We've got a beach walking crew that take our dogs down to the
dog walkers.
in the morning. And then we've got
Saturday
who volunteer on a weekend, and some people who come during the week too, to make sure that all of our dogs get out of their kennels and that they are happy and exercised, and they're our additional eyes out in the shelter. To our staff can't be everywhere all the time. So if you observe, our volunteers will tell us if somebody's not looking well or if there's an issue, then we can report it to Dr. Stewart and get him to have a look at it and check that animal out to make sure that they are healthy at the end of the day, because we adopt out healthy animals, animals that have they get a second chance from us. We love them. We want them to have a good quality of life. In fact, our promise to them is that their life gets better from here on in. Their life from the shelter to a home environment, it just gets better.
Oh, awesome. Lovely.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Any last words? Any last message for the public?
Yes, just to say to the public, please donate things towards us, help us to care for all the animals. We also have 2 Wagtails charity shops that sell goods for us, that bring in funds for the animals. So please, if you're clearing out your garage,
whereabouts are those shops?
We've got 2 shops in Walmer, one at the corner of 6th Avenue and Albert Road in Walmer, and the other one, we've got a new shop. We've moved from Newton Park to the Victories Centre, shop number 2.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
So we've got our 2 charity shops there. So please support us, donate goods so that we can help animals. Yes. Forward.
Yep.
As
forward.
Wendy was saying, even if you just knit a couple of a little blanket for the dogs. If you have wool lying around, knit or crochet a blanket. Every little thing will help, says Wendy. If you need a blankie to keep Cynthia warm as well in the cold months.
every
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Carol-Ann.
Thank you, Cynthia.
That's enough. Thank you for what you do. Take care.
All right. So yes, amazing job.
No, it is.
Victoria Drive.
Yeah. Okay, so we are moving on now to the horse care unit
which is also there.
Which is
situated
actually,
there.
which is housed, its home is at the Animal Welfare Society in Victoria Drive. So if you pay a visit to the shelter, you can also get to go and visit the Eastern Cape Horse Care Unit. And we are crossing now. Hopefully she's on standby and ready. Carla Hazel.
Amazing. Carla Hazel.
Hello, Carla.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Lovely, man. It looks so good. Those horses look like they're having a lot of fun.
I tell you, that's the Friday deal. Every Friday we take them out to the top because obviously the camps we have there, we don't have enough space to rotate, so they do get sandy. But every Friday they have a treat after tea time. They go up, have a lovely graze, and run around. You can see how excited they all get about it. So it's beautiful to see.
That's beautiful.
It is lovely.
Carla, we were saying while we were watching the video is that the horses are just such magnificent creatures and incredibly intelligent, emotional creatures. Often, we know, used for therapy. But the Eastern Cape Horse Care Unit, tell us more about it. And also, you take care of donkeys as well. I was saying to Gino backstage, I want to adopt a donkey. I've been looking at my garden going, is it possible?
Can you
what
do it?
would the neighbors say?
I don't think so, unfortunately. Get a small holding there and then you can adopt quite a few. They are. Look, they're definitely, the equines, and we're there for the dignity and the well-being of our equine friends, basically. And, donkeys and horses, they're both, it's quite strange, actually. A lot of the people that come for therapy, or to volunteer and just be with the animals, some of them are actually not even, so horsey related, or they just have a bond. They just end up getting something from them that many others can't. It's beautiful though. It's very emotional.
They always talk about that whole emotional connection to a horse.
It's amazing, Carla, when it comes to your more domesticated animals, dogs, cats, we kind of, as the man in the street, we see the need for shelters, etc. But in terms of horses and donkeys, tell us about why a horse or a donkey would end up, look, a donkey maybe can understand abuse or what have you. Why does a horse or a donkey end up with you at the horse care unit?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's also a number of reasons, like Cynthia said, Shem, recently, if things happen, divorce in a family, death in a family, your loss of jobs or any drastic sort of scenario, and people then have to change their lives. I mean, they give up dogs and cats and they give up their horses too. And some of them, would rather them come to a place where we follow up. We try as much as possible to follow up on most animals to ensure that they're still legally, according to the contract, kept in the right position, in the right area and with the right shelter, the right conditions. It's just, we try and keep a check up on them, and then you obviously you have court cases where you have to confiscate horses or donkeys, but we try not to do that too often because, as everyone knows, it's a very lengthy process. It's a costly process for us because we have, so we try as much as possible to get people to work with us, to surrender to us. for the benefit of the animal, if need be. It's quite, you've got to be quite diplomatic with a lot of the people. And it just because of the practicality of a court case versus a surrender, we can immediately, get the ball rolling,
Yes, of course. Tell me, in terms of the donkeys, there was a time when you would see, I live in Warmer, so you would often see donkey carts collecting rubbish and people's refuse and what have you. I haven't seen much of that. I couldn't tell you last when I've seen one of those. Why is that? Is there a reason why?
I do believe that when Megan Hope started the horse care unit in 2006, there were a lot more carties, as we call them, around, and I know she worked hard and tirelessly to get them in check in the right place. And things have happened, and she's taken over a lot of the donkeys. She's always been there for those donkey carties, and they've also they've died along the way. A lot of them were elderly people, and I don't think the youth are as into it. Obviously they're more into it.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I think it's just a sign of the
in
time
those days.
as well.
I think in those days it was also a form of income for these guys. So you take away their donkeys and they haven't got any income anymore. So I think that was the problem.
Exactly. Learning to work with the guys, and for them to also not have the misconception that we're going to come and take their animals away from them. You've got to work to get a relationship so they can trust you. To get them to want to help themselves by helping their donkeys, get them to understand that. There are still two Warmer Township donkey cart owners, and they're both very responsible guys as far as we're concerned. They leave their animals with us a lot of the time when they're not working. Every now and then, there may be a little issue, but they come to us most of the time, and they're fed and watered. And just today, we actually picked up one of his donkeys because he was like, you need to come now. The donkey's head is swollen. So I think it's hopefully just a bee sting. But they get very worried about their donkeys. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Do you get many abuse cases, cruelty cases in terms of donkeys and horses?
Yes, more so with the donkeys. The more immediate with donkeys. Burn. Like I think you mentioned before as well. The burning in the townships is a big thing.
Yeah, throwing the boiling water.
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah. That's definitely that's from that. Yeah, and they it's just the way, and they come out with that. Sometimes there's cup mess, wounds, stab wounds. We haven't had actually for a while. I must say, lockdown was pretty quiet. With that, obviously things quietened down, for a while. But it does happen. It does happen. Yes.
Currently, how many horses, how many donkeys do you have in your care?
Well, luckily, it's the first time that we've basically got one donkey to adopt. The other donkeys that are with us are actually all belonging to owners in the
It's waiting for you, guys. Oh, lovely. There's some donkeys.
Okay, so they are all. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Bushman.
He had a terrible dog
Bushman, and is the other one Lena?
No.
Is it Bushman and Lena?
Bushman and Lena.
No. Sorry, but that would be good.
So it must take. What does it cost to keep? Because I'm a bit ignorant here, even though I did have a horse years and years ago. Don't horses just eat hay?
No, look, it depends on the type of horse. It depends on the size of the horse and depends on your grounds and your grazing, So there's a lot of factors. But generally, if you're wanting to adopt a thoroughbred, you must be willing to spend roughly, 4,000 Rand, 2,000 to 4,000 Rand a month, perhaps, depending on what happens that month.
No horse.
How do you keep going? Because to be honest, I don't actively see fun. You know what I mean?
Fundraising for horse units,
Yeah.
I see Andrea Foster's also asking what things can people bring in for the horses and the donkeys to keep them warm in winter and all that sort of thing. Is there anything that you need for the horses and anything you can help?
What you can do? You can come and help us build some fences and more shelters.
Oh, right.
But
Okay.
Is that what you need? Is that a need?
well, look. At the moment, fencing. It's like really. It's the two of us and the two grooms, and then Megan Hope, the manager. It's a small unit, and sometimes, luckily, like I say now, the donkeys, we don't have too many animals. We've had a lot out to foster. After the good rains, the grass has been growing, and people have been very kind like that, that are fostering a lot of our donkeys too. But so it's it's I don't like. Oh, there's the terrible slippers in the Karoo, and so that's Stanley, our farrier. That's another big thing that has to be done on a regular basis.
Of course,
This is a poor boy that came in. That's just giving water to one of our township owners when there was a complaint on a very hot day.
Okay.
But so fencing, volunteering, if you want to do your own little fundraising project, whatever, just any sort of act, any old sort of dog items. I mean, Tracy Skuman does a wonderful auction room for us on Facebook, where she auctions off all sorts of things, really, not just horses things. So if you ever want to donate stuff, like Cynthia said, to animal welfare, we're also welcome for donations that way, because people will help out with that too.
So you've got your own Facebook page. If people want to find out more, they want to get online, they want to assist you.
Yes, East Cape Horse Care Unit. Yes.
I'm sure Philippa's watching now. I'm sure she'll post the link in the comments as well, and we can stick them up. Stick the links up too.
Awesome.
I see this here. We went to Bethelsdorp Extension at midnight on the 27th of December when a family caught a very old horse and kept it as a pet in their yard. One phone call and Carla was there to help. Thank you, Carla, for what you're doing for the horses. A little bit of love for you there, Carla.
Yeah, lovely. Awesome.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was quite a hectic night in the middle of the night, in the middle of lockdown. But everyone, the Suzette, Lydica, and the cops were there, animal anti-cruelty, Bev was there. It was a whole, a team of people. So it was well done.
Carla, are you an inspector? You're an officer of the law. Are you an inspector? Okay, great.
As well.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Myself and
that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say you would have to have that authority too. Okay, that's
yes,
great.
Look, in different occasions, yes, but it definitely gives you more, authority to go onto properties and to have more clout. Yeah, you have to be an inspector. Yeah.
And then you get assistance then from the SAPS, I would assume.
Yes.
In certain cases, if you need it.
If need be, yes, we have taken cops to assist on I think more than one confiscation with Megan. But they're always willing to help out as well. They work very well with us as well. I think all the organizations actually, and the police have been working well. That was a donkey cart clinic in Hanky. A couple of
wonderful.
Hanky.
Yeah,
okay.
wow. Yeah, in Hanky, it was just a few guys. There were actually a lot more the time before. But, it was nice to meet them and to make contact with them and change a couple of the bits. There's another photo somewhere there about one of the bits they were using, just to help them to realize we're here to help your donkeys and in the process help you. So just, keep in touch with us, work with us.
Yeah. Because if you've got those guys on your side as well, then really, and you know that they're looking after the animals, then your troubles are over, I suppose.
That's what you want. Yeah, you want people to be responsible for their own animals, and sometimes there's the bit. It's like a joint piece of shame. So that's not nice. Not nice for an animal's mouth. Yeah. The horse we actually collected from near Janssenville this week has got terrible mouth issues. We suspect from maybe bad bits. Yeah. And bad. I
see Wendy's saying, can one adopt a horse?
Yes, of course.
You can.
You can. You just obviously you have to have a property big enough and fenced well enough. We'll do a property check as well. And we'll come in, and then it ranges between 1,000 and 2,000 to adopt for the different breeds, so it's you're more than welcome.
It's the ongoing costs that obviously are the things. The costs are just the ongoing thing. So Wendy will have to organise her husband or get an extra side job to organise some of that.
Yeah, or you can adopt a donkey, and a donkey's cheaper and it costs less. So,
Oh, okay.
And you can ride a donkey.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah, it's again like a pile driver, but it's good. So I see that Janine Ella saying, "Love my donkeys from ECHUC," and including support I get from Megan, Carla, Stan, and the grooms whenever there's a need.
Wonderful.
It is lovely. So you have got adoptees that you look after as well.
Wonderful, wonderful people that are continuously like supporting us and helping us to just carry on and give and foster homes. I mean, Janine's got 3 of our donkeys, but she's wonderful. She's really helped us out a lot, and she's one of
a lot
our
of racehorses.
That was something Stan. Sorry, that photo. Yeah, something Stan had to get out. Just one of the things he has to deal with.
Shame.
We have to.
My word! What the hell?
It made a full recovery, though. It made a full recovery.
I'm glad.
They eventually got it. They had to let all the water out. Those water tanks. It was shame. Stanley and the grooms. That was quite a night, I must say.
Yes.
But the horse made a full recovery. So yeah.
Okay, good. Tell us about the horse racing thing. Do they support you as well?
They do, definitely. They are one of our biggest supporters, and until the year before 2000 before lockdown, we would have our yearly annual fundraiser at the racetrack, the Fairview racetrack, that was organised by one of the ex-trainers here. So they have been a good support. We did take in a lot of their horses from racing that weren't good enough to race to be rehomed into their second lives. But it has quietened down a lot since the whole riot thing as well. And last year,
the riot story, yes.
That was huge,
but it was lockdown and then the riot, so it's quietened down a bit for now. That's why we've actually got so little, thoroughbreds. But there's always more.
Yes. I see it looked like Gonda Beatrix there, eh?
That is one of the ex-race horses. A lot of the ex-race horses that have come to us and we've adopted out have been great competitors, which is lovely to see the girls bring them up. Yeah.
So do they go from racing to jumping, or is it a separate?
It depends what they want to go to, what they're good at. They could be any discipline: dressage, show jumping, eventing. Anything or just a nice normal hack for some girl that wants to bond with a horse,
Do you always tell the horses, you tell them, if you dream it, you can do it?
Not really, no. They pretty much do what they can, but no.
Who gets the poop scoop out?
Yes.
For the horses.
I think that's you. That's Carla.
Hopefully not you.
No, look, that's a continual thing that needs to be sorted out. The poop scoop.
And who can, if you want to help, what can you do with the horses?
So basically, you're welcome to come along. Look, we obviously, for the volunteers themselves, we prefer them to be experienced with horses. It just benefits the whole thing. The donkeys are pretty easygoing, though. There's things for different people, but it's nice to have work riders for the horses. So anybody who wants to, obviously who can ride and wants to exercise the animals. Just general, general just publicity and just kindness and thoughts and I think people are going that way more, is to support more organizations, like instead of consuming, so just giving more. I think it is a changing sort of shift that's happening, which I hope.
Something.
Do
you encourage visitors?
Yes, like I say, on more. Preferably more experienced ones, because we're in and out there a lot in the day. So you're not always going to catch someone who will be able, rather just make appointments for now.
That's what I was going to say. Make an appointment.
Make an appointment.
Welfare
and come
Society.
and say hi. And you can, even if you don't know it, you can still come and learn about horses or come and check them out.
Come
or
and have
stand
a
at a distance.
Or a little cuddle
a love
with
session.
a little baby donkey.
There we go.
And bring a bag of carrots.
Lovely.
Yes,
Awesome.
of course. Always welcome. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla. And
Well
thank
done.
you for the
Thank you very
incredible work
much.
that you do.
Yes.
Only a
Appreciate it.
pleasure.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you for having us.
Take care, hey.
Pleasure. Ciao, ciao. All right, Carla Hazel.
Okay.
Always a bundle of dynamite, that
Awesome,
one.
yeah.
All right, so I think Gary's got something with the spa. The spa guys, our sponsors, have been busy over the last few weeks, and Gary's got a little video of what they've just done with the was that animal welfare? I can't remember. SPCA. It was SPCA that
I
they
think it
did
was
a fundraiser.
SPCA.
SPCA that they did a fundraiser for. Let's have a look at
Our
the
sponsor Spa has a fantastic track record in supporting animal causes. Just recently they held a golf day at the PE Golf Club which raised funds for the beleaguered SPCA in Newton. At the time they had not received their grant payment in almost 9 months, and Spa donated pet food to feed their animals for the next 6 weeks. Additionally, Spa raised 20,000 Rand for the golf day to help them cover some of their many expenses. And their suppliers raised another 11,000 Rand. Vouchers were provided to the 15 Newton SPCA staff members so that they could spoil themselves at the local spa. This is just one of the many community projects which SPA has undertaken, and we are very proud of our association with this generous company who genuinely cares about our community at large.
Lovely. Well done to Spa. Thank you very much.
And spa is amazing because most of the spas you go into, there is a trolley for a particular animal welfare organization.
Yeah.
Yep. And the public are so generous. They really are, because it is altruistic. I mean, it's altruism, nobody knows. You put it. So thank you, Spa, and thank you to everyone who's donated, because my sister and I manage a trolley at Spa Main Road, Walmer, for animal cruelty league. Anyway,
okay, you and Sandy.
Excellent.
Excellent that you get. I know Narissa at Newton Park Spa as well. Also does smoking the microphone.
Sorry.
Just Murat, it's fine. No, I know that at Newton Park Spa they're
also amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so now we are moving along to Save-a-Pet and a representative from
Save-a-Pet. I see there's just another thank you to the horse unit there as well, for all your hard work for these beautiful animals. Big shout out to Carla. Amazing stuff that they're doing there.
It's wonderful.
From Tanya and Steve. Thanks, Tanya Roberts. Thank you.
Okay, so Megan Snygans, and I so hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Save-a-Pet. Welcome to Gino Spot. And
indeed.
What a lovely spot.
Hi. Hello, Megan.
Hi, Carol-Ann.
Hi there, Megan. Lovely to have you on our show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's get straight to it. What area do you service in Nelson Mandela Bay?
So Save-a-Pet is basically down Old Cape Road in the Greenbushes area, and they also service the surrounding areas, Greenbushes and the Keika Township. In the past financial year, we've done about 200 to 250 sterilizations, also around that same number, just helping the injured and sick animals in that area. We also like send food and tick and flea goodies and dewormers to like field workers who also assist in that area. Okay,
so you've got almost like a team out there as well. That's little fingers going out.
Yes. So some of the Save-a-Pet staff, and then we've also got quite a few volunteers that volunteer for Save-a-Pet and help in that area, or volunteer on their own, and then we also assist them with that kind of stuff.
Assist them as well. Oh, that's good.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that your organization faces in that area?
Definitely a lack of education among the people. So we try and educate them as far as we can. The other thing is funding or poverty. If you don't have the money to feed yourself, it's very difficult, as you said earlier, to not feed your animals. So those are some of the challenges. Cruelty and neglect is obviously quite a big one.
Huge.
And the other thing is when people surrender their animals to Save-a-Pet, we don't necessarily accept surrenders from all parts of PE, but we do accept those who have been adopted from us before. But we definitely try and help all the animals that come to us, or people who bring the animals. We try and assist as far as we possibly can. within our
As
means.
a no-kill shelter, what do you do if it's just animal after animal after animal? I mean, this is the sad reality of the sterilization issue, is that you take certain areas where there is no sterilization, and then you will get backyard breeders thrown into the mix as well. And then these animals are just, it's incredible how one dog can make
so many other dogs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's quite frightening. So how do we? Yeah.
We like to call it pro-life, for the simple fact that when you say no kill, many people think that we keep on animals that are barely holding on. We like to say pro-life, because if a vet does give us veterinary advice to euthanize, we will obviously listen to the vets. But it is quite a difficult thing, because at any time we have over 200 animals, dogs and cats, on the property. So it is a huge amount of animals, and we honestly go through between almost 80 kilograms of dog food a day. It's honestly insane. And they range from, as you say, from the tiniest of puppies to dogs over 10 years old, even cats. It's so our pro-life. There's a nice happy ending. Our pro-life does have
beautiful.
Lovely. Thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness for the happy ending. We do have pros and cons to the pro-life scenario, but if we're full, unfortunately, we need to turn away the animals.
Where do you turn them away to? Because you know what I'm saying? Where do they go? This is such a. This is why at the crux of everything needs to be education and sterilization.
Yes. So that's why, I mean, rescue isn't a one-man show. You definitely need, it's a whole team, it's a whole community coming together. So, I mean, if we do, for example, get a Border Collie in, we will contact Border Collie Rescue to see if they have any space for this poor baby. If it's a pug, we'll try and contact Pug Rescue to see if they have any space. But like, it's not a one-man band. So we definitely rely. We definitely rely on our other fellow rescuers to help us out in those.
It's kind of a community, this whole thing, as well. Everybody.
We all have one goal.
And tell me, how old is the oldest dog that's been at your shelter?
Well, currently, if I could speak under correction, but I think the oldest one is currently 15 years old.
Wow. And when did he arrive at the shelter?
That one was probably 15 years ago. Some of them arrive as puppies and then spend their whole lives there. Which is
that is sad. We've got to find this dog a home.
Probably
after
part
the
of the
show.
family now, I think. There was a comment that came up here quickly from Andrea Foster. Don't shop for animals, rather go and adopt, because the shelters are very full. Make sure when you adopt an animal that you tag them or microchip them. They don't land up on the streets or go into shelters. Come on, people, go look at the shelters. Adopt, please. All these small dogs and animals are so lovely. There's no punctuation in the sentence either, but it's fine. We're carrying on, carrying so much. It's so sad. There's so many dogs out there that are in shelters and need homes. Donate food, blankets, brushes for the kitties. You're all amazing, and your staff, of course. Thank you, Andrea.
Because it's huge what it takes to actually take care of all these animals, and then you also have to exercise them all, to not have them sitting in the kennels. What are some of the successes that your organization has had in terms of tackling some of these problems? And do you have a formal program in place where education is concerned, Megan? Do you?
Currently, due to COVID, there are not any formal programs currently happening, but as far as we can, and when it's allowed again, we also in the past used to be able to go to schools and then as well into the townships to go and educate them. But obviously, due to COVID, we are very restricted.
Yeah, your
on what
hands
we
are
can
tied,
do.
yeah.
So a lot of the things are online. We try and post as many updates to our Facebook page, and we've got monthly letters where we can educate people, but obviously that doesn't reach as many people as it used to.
Okay. What about myths? I often have heard somebody will say to me, I just want my dog to have 1 litter. Just 1 litter. It's kind of a thing. A dog must have 1 litter.
All right.
Dispel that myth, boss.
Yeah, personally, it is the biggest myth, because a lot of the time those puppies end up being neglected. They end up going to the shelter. They end up not having a loving home, or they just get put on the street. So definitely you should sterilize your pets, not only to prevent litters and overpopulation, but also in the long term health issues.
That's right, particularly for a male dog. It's
Yes.
for their health, isn't it?
Better.
It's way better to have them sterilized.
Definitely,
Yeah,
and
okay.
in many dogs as well, their temperament, sterilizing them just helps calm them down, and gives them a better life.
I see there's a big thumbs up to Mavis Smith, who started Save-a-Pet many years ago. Is Mavis still around? I wonder.
Not hands on at Save-a-Pet.
Okay.
She founded way in the beginning. Well, Save-a-Pet started in 2004, currently at the premises that we're at. And I think in 1998, Mavis Smith started Save-a-Pet.
Okay, so I wasn't too long ago.
Yeah,
I was thinking they were in the 50s or something. Because Mavis sounds like a really nice old name, Oh, lovely.
How have you kept going during COVID, and how can we, the public, assist you? What are your most pressing needs?
Oh, yes. And so definitely fundraising has gone online. You will find most of our fundraising projects on Facebook. So please
volunteers.
Volunteer. So volunteers are also at the moment not accepted. You can email support@saveapet.co.za, and Lee, the manager, will be in contact. We only allow a certain amount of volunteers, obviously due to COVID and exposure, but we definitely are in dire need for pellets. It's winter time's coming, so blankets, cat litter, enrichment toys. Saying that, we do have a full-time behaviorist that started with us last year. So she, yes, she's incredible.
Awesome.
She's an incredible lady, and she helps you and the animal better match with each other, so that there are less returns.
It's wonderful, because sometimes somebody can, adopt a pet and take it home, and it's like it doesn't get on with a cat, or
Yes, so myself also provides after adoption support via email or telephone or newsletters for the Save-a-Pet animals that do get adopted out.
I see Yvonne's put here that Save-a-Pet Facebook page has improved hugely. I don't know who's been doing that, but obviously they deserve a round of applause. And,
yes, definitely.
The posts are coming up daily now to share and hopefully find home for the dogs and cats. She says, well done.
Thank you. We do have a wonderful fundraising team who's keeping their eye on that page every single day and updating. Yeah.
And it says here about speaking to the voiceless, so many animals that are needing help, and breeding is a huge problem. Being in rescue, I realized that if we can't stop the breeding or slow it down, then we're faced with an endless problem of more pups and kittens being neglected and abused.
I mean, Megan, you know this as well, the number of times that a shelter and we'll just have a box of puppies just dropped at the gate, which is great that the puppies were dropped at the gate. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago, I had somebody just hand me puppies in a plastic bag. I mean, it's everywhere. And then you are faced with the sad situation of somebody who can't feed himself standing at traffic light selling puppies. And the public also often doesn't know that is actually illegal. You are not allowed to buy a puppy from somebody at the traffic lights, but
they do it for a reason, because it's when people see that, that's just like they're trying to save this dog.
Exactly, yeah.
That's correct.
Do you have a charity shop that we can, when people are cleaning out their closets, they can pay it forward to you? But please don't drop your junk off there.
Yes.
It's not a place to flip. Well, I don't know what. Let it be their problem.
Of course, yes. We do have a charity shop, and it's run on a volunteer basis. So all the funds that we make from there go directly to Save-a-Pet. We're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yes, please donate what you can. But as you said, Carol-Ann, not your job.
No, trust me. My sister works at the Animal Anti-Cruelty League shop, and she'll say, the people who drop their junk off for us to then get rid of.
At the end of the day, it costs you money for people to come and pick it up and then get rid of it.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
So rather pick out the good stuff.
Yes, we only want the good stuff.
Don't want your old rubbish.
Sometimes I'll give really nice things, to my sister, and then I'll go around to her house and I'll see it in her house.
She bought it.
I should do this. So nice that they'll keep it.
Oh my word! But thank you, Megan G. Was you guys are doing an amazing job there as well.
Thank you.
What is the dog's name? The 15-year-old one that needs a home, that's been there the longest. We've got to find this dog a home.
Oh, shame, yes.
Do you know?
Don't
worry. We'll be in touch. We'll plaster it all over Facebook.
Yes.
We've got to find this dog a home.
Unless you guys are attached to it now.
No. So you put me on the spot, but I will definitely email you off the dog's name, and we can go from there. Just
pictures
I'm not on the premises. Yeah, I'm not on the premises every day. I am more on the committee side and the fundraising side. But yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Any last words? Anything you want to bring up before we say goodbye?
I actually see a message from the Save-a-Pet manager coming through. The dog's name is Sean. Sean.
Okay.
I love that, Sean. Okay, we have to find Sean a home. Just for those last couple of years that he can live in a home.
Definitely.
Awesome.
For Sean.
Okay.
So you need an old divorcee or something that'll get on with a grumpy old man.
And do you know what's nice about the old guys is that the puppy comes out of them at some stage. When they get to your home, I mean, we adopted one of the old ones, Bacardi, and she came to us and she was sort of just like laying around, but like the puppiness comes out of her every now and then. She's 14 this year. We've had her for a year. So it's just so nice to see that when you do adopt an older dog, they don't make a mess inside. They eat when they want to. They lay there. You can rub them. It's fantastic.
Okay, there we go. Sean, we're going to get you a home.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
Thanks for coming on.
What you do, hey? Take care. Bye.
Oh, Megan, lovely. One thing, guys, if you are watching at the moment, please just share this as well. Share the stream so that we can get more and more people to come in and support. We need you to share it. You can share it and you can come back and watch and share it and come over and do it. I don't know how you do it. Yeah. Click on it and then, computers.
Okay, so now we are going to cross to, we haven't forgotten about the kitty cats.
The cats.
No? We are crossing now to Judith Campbell.
Judith Campbell. Hello, Judith. Welcome.
Hello, Gino. Hello, Carol-Ann.
Of course,
hello, Judith.
Judith and I go back together. We go back way back together.
We can tell.
Because Judith and I both did medical aid. When I had a medical aid business many years ago, and Judith actually took on all my clients and allowed me to go into the comedy full time. So thank you.
How's it working out for you?
Oh no, Judith, I want to buy it back. If I can buy it back.
Why don't you take all my cats and then I'll give you back your medical aid?
Oh my God, no.
That would be a fair.
It's a fair swap. It is probably just as much work.
For sure.
Okay, so Judith, cats kind of get left a little bit in the dark when it comes to animal welfare, and I think it was because cats are not really that visible out and about, you know what I mean?
They don't care about you.
No, they don't. In actual fact, I have a cat from Cat Care, adopted him under the name of Bentley, beautiful little thing that we found at a factory in Newton Hague, and my ex at the time. Yes. No, he wasn't my ex at the time. Okay, he named.
We won't go into the personal.
Hello, Gary, if you're watching, we still love one another so much. We do. He renamed him Chairman Mao.
Oh, right.
He mowed so much, yeah. So now the neighbours think I'm Chairman Mao when I'm out calling the cat. But beautiful cat, very independent, chooses his moments when he wants to come and, get cozy. Okay, so Judith, the challenges that you face as cat care.
Well, obviously, like everyone else has said, we're so dependent on volunteers, on people who've got time on their hands that can come alongside us, particularly in field work, because our main focus is on trapping, sterilizing, and returning feral cats in feral colonies. So the idea behind that is that colony that would then become stable, because the cats would be they would be neutered and spayed, and they wouldn't carry on reproducing.
Right.
So, but that type of work takes an immense amount of patience, because those feral cats, you cannot see them. They're hiding away. They do not trust human beings. So it takes a heck of a lot of patience to get them to come into the traps.
It's not like a dog that'll just run to you.
No,
yeah,
no, exactly. Because like you were saying, what came to mind, the dogs have owners, but cats have masters. Hey,
so very, very true.
Yeah.
So is
their own?
Yes.
Judith, in terms of the feral population, I would imagine that it's quite big.
Carol-Ann, the stats are that one adult cat that breeds can produce 20,000 cats in 5 years. So it's a scary number. So there's an expression, breeding like rabbits, but it's actually cats breed more than rabbits breed actually when they are unsterilized. So so the population is probably bigger than we could ever imagine, and sometimes you feel as though are we making a difference? But we make a difference to the ones that we can. And if we get called out to a case, where a feral cat is injured or in distress, at least we can make a difference in that cat's life and help them, if they need medicine, or even if they perhaps need to be hospitalized, we take care of that. We help them to find treatment and to get cared for.
Yeah.
How do you rely, and maybe this is where the public, we can help a wee bit, do you rely solely on the public being out and about? I mean, I remember, I'm recording this now, a couple of years ago, I was walking my dog and we were walking past the liquor store, I'm not going to say its name because Spa also has a liquor store, on Main Road, Walmer. Yes. And I kind of turned, I saw this little bit of a movement, and I looked and I thought, oh my word. And in the bushes were like about 4 little kittens. Wow. And I called you at Cat Care. I mean, you were amazing, and you rescued all those kittens. So do you rely on the public to notify you of, I've spotted this, I've spotted that, I'm feeding a cat here, don't know where it comes from?
Yeah, it definitely there is. The public would like the public to know that they can call us if they come across cases like that. But again, if we don't have the field workers out to the case, if we don't have the volunteers, we're not always able to assist. So it's so important to get the volunteers.
Okay, of course.
In a call like that, we can go to the case and help out as much as we can. And to get kittens that are still little, if they're under the age of 6 weeks, we can generally tame them quite easily. But if they're over 8 or 9 weeks old, you get scratched, you get bitten, you get your kittens get climbed up. I mean, taming a feral cat is quite a lethal business. It's like getting danger pay. It's it's easy. So the younger the kittens are when they come into our care, if there are kittens, the better, because then those kittens get tamed, they get looked after. We make sure that they're in excellent health, and then they get adopted by excellent families around Port Elizabeth who support us.
Yes.
So
I see a comment coming here. I love my feral kitties, even though it's from a distance, says Vicky.
So
true. Yeah.
The cats are amazing animals. I bought mine from Cat Care, Beautiful Nature. She has caused him and his mom and his brother and his sister. They were found in a storeroom in St. George's Cat Care.
Beautiful.
So full of, as well as people, as well people no
Give me that drink.
Yes, it's got no punctuation in the sentence either. Please adopt kitties, they're lovely and cuddly and keep you warm, and Cat Care ladies, your staff are amazing, and to all the volunteers.
So how many field workers do you have currently? And I would imagine that you want to get more field workers on board.
Yeah, I think we've officially got about 9 field workers on our books, but they're not all active. So it all depends what stage of life they're, what they, whether they're able to take the time to go and attend to cases. Yeah. We've got some extremely loyal, hardworking field workers that almost never say no to a case. And then you get sort of impromptu field workers like my sister-in-law and I. One Friday night, we were having a glass of wine together, and a kind of an SOS came onto the committee meeting chat saying that this kitten had jumped out of an engine at a petrol station in Linton Grange and had shot into the quick shop there, and they'd managed to trap it. So the two of us involved, and off we went, and we took the kitten from them, brought it back to our house, made sure that it got tamed, which it did beautifully, and then obviously put out a notice to say, does this kitten belong to anybody? Because this guy obviously drove into the petrol station. The petrol attendant opened his bonnet, and there was a video of it, because they have videos from that shot out the engine and ran into the shop. So we thought, well, maybe it belongs to someone, but no one ever came forward. And that little thing so beautifully. It was just too happy to be looked after and to have, shelter and food and water and we got him adopted to a very good home and so there's those kind of cases as well. And then we had a very good a sterilization drive. We had a situation at, I don't know if I can say the place, I'm sure they won't mind, but at Zooburg there was a big problem there, and the cats were not sterilized, and it was just getting bigger and bigger, the problem. So one of our vets and one of our field workers went to Zooburg for a weekend, from a Friday to a Sunday, and the vet sterilized the cats, 20 of them, then and there.
Wow. Oh, that's wonderful. Wow.
Yeah, and as a result of that, the place where they were where they were living was prepared to let them stay. Whereas before, when they got the size of the colony, they just wanted those cats taken away. But once we sterilized, we came to an agreement, which was great.
So you obviously, in terms of feeding the cats that are in foster care, etc., you rely on the public as well. Because what I notice if my sister will go and she'll empty the trolley at the spa, and
this is Frankie.
Frankie.
Is he up for adoption?
Hello, Frankie.
Oh, okay. Yes, as well.
Okay, there we go. Anybody want to adopt Frankie? Just do a little bit of holding up.
Gloves.
Yep.
He's got white gloves on.
We've got lots of
beautiful.
All looking for home.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so there you go. Good. What I noticed when my sister will go and clear the trolley at Spine Main Road, Walmer, and then I make sure that it gets to Animal Anti-Cruelty League. What I do notice is that there's not a lot of cat food in there. There's for the big dogs and the puppies and that, but there's not a lot of cat food. So how do you guys survive, and how can we now be more aware and do more for you?
Well, feeding the fosters is actually the least of our concerns in terms of, and I'll explain why. Because we feed, I think it's, let me just look at my notes. Yeah, we feed 600 cats daily. So we feed the feral cats of Port Elizabeth. So we have a feeder group. We've got these incredibly kind, wonderful people affiliated to Cat Care. We buy the food in from the funds that we raise from the public, and then we distribute that food to those feeders, and they go to their colonies, whether it be at along the Marine Drive there. There's a colony there. There's a colony at the army base. They're all over Port Elizabeth, and those feeders feed those stable colonies. But I must stress that the stability of the colony is so important, because if you're not sterilizing the colony, it'll be a never-ending financial burden. So we have to go hand in hand with the feed them, but they must also be sterilized. So that's our main focus. We feed that number of cats every single day, or depending on the feeder, they'll either go once a day or once a week, but make sure that they get. And the way that we raise funds for that, in the past we had teas, we had all sorts of, get-together fundraisers, and now fundraising online, and we've been very fortunate that we've had a lot of support from our loyal supporters, but it's just not the same. We are in a huge deficit now from a year-to-date point of view, and our expenses are around, I think, 50,000 rand a month in terms of food, medical, sterilizations. It's a huge number. I mean, you've got no idea.
Huge.
And our income at the moment is not quite covering that. So we need extra income. But if people would prefer to donate food, then it will also help us because then we can use the food to the feeders and money. So every little bit anyone can do for us would be helpful.
Okay, so Judith, if somebody's watching and they go, Flip, I'd love to go and buy some food and give it to you, where do they drop it off? What do they do?
So normally, the best thing to do is to either email our cat care email address, which is catcarepe@gmail.com, I think it is, or just post it on our Facebook page, and one of us will get back to them and say, okay, this is where you can drop it. Yeah. So we can pick it up, or they can drop it off. There's various places that they can drop it off. My house is one of them. But otherwise, our chair lady, she also takes delivery of food, and then we distribute it to the feeders from there.
Chair lady Mao. Okay. I see. Gary's got some of these kittens that are up for adoption here as well.
Beautiful.
That looks like she's got a home already. That one.
Sure.
No, that's one of our already adopted kitties. That was two kittens that were adopted from me. But we've got 30 kittens in our foster care at any given point in time, and the reason we limit it to 30 is not because that's all we can find, it's because that's all we can afford. Because out of those 30, some people are sick. And so we give them the best medical care, we take them to the vet, we feed them royal pellets. So we limit our numbers so that we can look after the ones in our care to the best of our ability. So the sooner we can home those, the sooner we can bring in those that are on the waiting list.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, and the pictures of our kittens for adoption are always on our Facebook page, so they can be found there.
Panther. I see that some of them got names on as well. This Willow. That's lovely.
Yeah.
So these all little kids. These are obviously taken recently now then.
Beautiful. Yes, these are recent kittens. So a lot of kittens are ready and available right now. You just need to find them, or just inbox us or send us a message on our Facebook page, and we'll get back to you. But, about which kittens are available. Those are at my house. Those ones are definitely available.
Oh, beautiful.
And precious.
Yes. Oh my word.
Do you have any dogs?
No.
Judith?
So do you mean in cat care, or do you mean at my house?
At your house.
Oh yes. I have one.
Ask cat care, it'd be like asking,
It's like going to the spur,
Yes, insane.
Maybe I would make you drinking Gino's drinks there, Carol.
You definitely get dog people and cat people though. Do you? I mean, we've had both. I've had both along the years, but you certainly get cat people that love cattle.
I think.
Are you going to be that cat lady?
Cat people are just unconverted dog people. They just have to give cats a chance.
All right. I see. So rewarding to raise a little feral kitten and gain their trust, and yet get the first purr out of them. It's like they really control you. These cats,
Yes,
Here's this lady, Misty. You're being completely and utterly abused by that cat. To get the first purr out of them.
This is one of our most successful foster mommies, and she's the go-to foster mom for bottle-fed babies. So sometimes the mom cat has abandoned her babies. They're a few days old, and Misty is a miracle worker. She takes them in. You literally have to wake up every 2 to 3 hours at night when they're so little and feed them and keep them warm. And it's a huge responsibility, and she does it very well.
She's a cat whisperer.
So she's good with the babies and she's good with the ferals. So sometimes you get the feral kittens that need a loving touch as well.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Who's hand the difficult ones to Misty? It sounds like she gets it. Philippa says she loved her time fostering the babies. Yes.
Philippa, I'm trying to get you back. I was speaking to Gino about you earlier.
Oh my soul.
You need to come back and adopt 2 more kittens.
I remember
And
waking up at those times in the mornings. Are still fresh in my head. It's still too fresh, Judith.
It's time.
Oh my soul.
Okay, any last words you want to leave us with, Judith?
Just to say to our loyal supporters, just to say thank you very much. COVID was a very, very hard year, and although we are in a deficit, it would have been a lot worse if they hadn't have carried on supporting us. And to all of you who are listening tonight, or the public out there, any donations that you can afford to give us, either financially or through buying some food for us, would be very much appreciated, and it would go a long way to saving the feral population of PE. Yes. And thank you to the two of you. Thanks so much for your initiative.
It's a pleasure, Judith. Anytime.
Thanks, Judith. Thank you for the work that you do.
Yes,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Judith. You're a legend. All right. That's Judith Campbell. Very nice indeed. We've covered quite a lot, and I think we've got one or two.
One left.
One left. Yes.
We are now going to be chatting to Animal Anti-Cruelty League Inspector Bev Rademyer. But before we get there, here's a little video.
Animal Anti-Cruelty League, Port Elizabeth, 1983. Our humble beginnings out of the boot of a car. 2020, the Animal Anti-Cruelty League Clinic, Cleary Park, truly making a difference.
We essentially do surgery here in the clinic and consultation, and collect animals, and the public bring their animals here. Some of the most common things that we deal with in this community are strays that are injured. And we see a lot of tortoises that are confiscated, go into the community and see goats and sheep and horses.
The Animal Anti-Cruelty League, AACL, has been protecting and caring for animals since 1956. It is South Africa's second largest independent animal welfare organisation, relying entirely on the generosity and goodwill of the animal-loving public for financial support. Our staff includes 3 inspectors and 2 field teams that work throughout the northern areas, assisting with dipping of animals, basic veterinary care in the field, and transportation of sterilisation cases. Our inspectors deal with severe cases which include chained animals, dog fighting, deliberate cruelty, neglect and abuse. Animals are removed after due warnings have been issued. These removals will often require the assistance of law enforcement officers who form part of our AACL SWAT team.
I'm an officer of the law for a society to prevent cruelty to animals. I think that's our main mandate. We are authorized through a magistrate to perform our duties, where we go in with warrants, so we go in under section 468, where we see the need for animals to be taken off properties. I speak on behalf of all societies when I say that we speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. So when we become voiceless, we also add to the cruelty that is still very much happening out in our different societies, and I would say worldwide. So we don't only speak about our domesticated animals, but we do speak on behalf of all animals, of all living creatures that shares this planet with us.
The lack of education and knowledge of animal care in our areas is great. We are addressing this through educational outreach programs at the schools, community centres and through the municipal libraries. Basic animal care has to be stressed, together with the value of a pet as part of the family. The needs for food, water, shelter, exercise, love and access to veterinary care are vital. Our work includes wildlife, reptiles, bird life, poultry, farm animals and every living creature. Our aim is to prevent and eliminate all cruelty to all animals, whether arising from ignorance, neglect or deliberate cruelty, and to alleviate suffering by such cruelty. In reaching out to the communities, our work includes providing interim shelter for abandoned animals before they are promoted through an efficient adoption program through our foster homes. Our outreach work includes dip-a-thons and spay-a-thons in our northern areas, as well as 3 rural areas annually. Only if we understand can we care. Only if we care will we help. Only if we help shall they be saved.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, beautiful.
And here we go, Bev.
Hello,
Bev.
Bev.
Hello.
Hi.
We're here.
Okay, as an officer of the law, welcome, Bev Rademyer, to Gino's Spot. So it's great to have you. Last but not least, okay, Bev, so the area that you serve, I know that you've been shot at, had knives pulled on you. Excuse me. And I don't know if it's an urban legend, but I did hear a tale once of one of your officers, somebody tried to bite their finger off to get the ring during one of your your call outs to a cruelty case. Okay, so I want to know, as an officer of the law, because you're an inspector working in the field, an average day.
Yeah, an average day can be getting up in the morning, still trying to get to the bathroom, and your phone rings and it's 10-111, and you are needed to come and remove a dog. You are needed to come and do the necessary to get themselves onto a property because there's some sort of drug bust or so. Yeah, so a day in the life of an inspector is very exciting. Many challenges, not enough time to render service to all. Lot of cruelty cases that needs to be addressed. Not enough manpower, not enough inspectors that are authorized by a magistrate to carry out their duties as law enforcement for the society they work for and in. So yeah, so a day in the life of an inspector. Very exciting, very challenging.
It certainly looks like you've had some tough situations there. Gee whiz.
Very much.
Kudos to you for doing that, because that looks like it's a dangerous situation sometimes, you know.
Okay, but talk us through this, because I don't think people actually realize, you know, you kind of see the logo and anti-cruelty league, oh, that's cool. Oh, they sort out cruelty cases, let's go. Oh man, your dog, let me take your dog from you. Describe for us a harrowing situation you've been in, that if you can recall one, I'm sure there must be plenty, where you've had to call in backup, where you've had to have the police to assist you because the area that you are going into is gangster land, maybe.
Yeah. In actual fact, one comes to mind is a video was going around on Facebook about dog fighting in a street in Helenvale. And he telephoned us and told us about it, and I went in. I got one dog off the property that was injured due to the fights that these youngsters were doing in the street, and got to the property where the dogs were kept in a small holding and chained up, and there was a bit of altercation with them. So anyway, so I was quite disturbed about the material that was going around, you know, because it was definitely initiated I won't say a pit bull fight, but a fight in the street with dogs. So anyway, and then I contacted the relevant helpers that normally assist with dealing with such matters. And I spoke to a friend, and it went via media. And then the Herald got on board, and it came out that Metro was called in and SAPS called in, and not much was done, because, you know, when these things like that happen, the community tends to rally around and protect these perpetrators too. So it was very difficult for us to, you know, to enforce whatever we needed to do and to sort of take these dogs out of the area. So I was very annoyed and upset about the whole situation. So it got to the Metro's ears about what happened. The directorate of the Metro Police contacted me, and I explained to him the situation. And then later on the week, I'll never forget the Thursday evening. The Thursday, we said, I'll get a warrant. We'll organize ourselves. We got together. We're going to plan this up. And I must say, I feel very proud of what transpired after that, because I always say to the people, you know, there are times that I can get the street closed down. And that's what happened on that evening. You know, police just came and they did their thing. And thank you, SPCA came on board. So all you saw was blue and white.
Wonderful.
That is fantastic, eh?
And went in, got the dogs, went out, removed.
Awesome.
So
wow, that's wonderful.
This
that is
what
brilliant.
I say.
At least when you know you've got that backup, it's just so much.
Very important.
I'm sure for you, it must be such a relief, you know.
Very important. I think. Yeah.
No. I just wanted to say, okay, so like you say, it's very important that you have that backup and that support, because you are going into dangerous areas, into highly charged situations. So it is essential. Is that it? Can you rely on that, or is it just like a once-off thing, or is it just if you're lucky? Do you have a good relationship?
I must say, a very good relationship with the men in blue and the ladies in blue. That's our South Africa Police Service, even the Metro too. I must say, very good working relationship with them, and even our own squad. I don't think I'm allowed to say the name, but even our own squad, what we are sort of built up from is from different departments. We have a traffic officer, we have an attorney, we have law enforcement, we have myself, we have a manager that comes on board. So we're quite well equipped, but we still need the backing of more forces, especially when you're going into a situation that you know is going to be volatile. Doesn't matter what area it is, so you tend to rely very much strongly on the forces that needs to assist you in cases.
Okay, so we know that dog fighting is rife, and we know that often it's youngsters or even grown people who have certain breeds of dogs as status symbols. So you've got the dog fighting, and then you've got the cruelty cases that you see. Tell us about the cruelty cases, and also what I want to know is, if fair enough, you go into a situation, there's a cruelty situation. Now, if somebody is being cruel to a dog, we know for a fact that it's a sign of a bigger social ill, that something is going on in that family that needs to be addressed for somebody to be cruel to a dog. Once you take the dog out of the situation, do you ever work with social workers to address this? And then what happens to the perpetrator? Because often we'll see things on Facebook. Yeah, but what happened? What happened to this guy who stabbed this dog? And can you elaborate there?
Look, we deal a lot with cruelty cases, and a lot of our cases are successful in court. And also with dealing with minors, one's got to be very careful also about the course of action taken against him. So there is a program that we run. It's also taken serious in the light that they go to, I'm not sure if you know about the Marina House. They have their own courts, they have their own magistrate prosecutors, they have social workers. So there was a case in one of our areas, Klein School, where these youngsters were got hold of a dog and tied wire around the dog's neck. Myself and Carol-Ann van Skalpik, we went to investigate. We got the statements, we got the names of the kids, and we registered the case like a normal case, and we got the parents of the kids coming to court. So that was a successful case because we got social workers on board. Then it was the dog fighting at the Nelson Mandela Stadium, where they were witnesses to the fight. And that one went the same. No, that one went to court. And under the supervision of the parents, they found that community work would be more suitable. More suitable and educating, the youngsters about the actions. So we tend to sort of, education is a vital role we play to amongst, and it's not only for kids but for adults too at the end of the day. So we run this program where you come and do community work, and we find means and ways and methods of getting these youngsters to do the most harsh work that we can find. So that program runs quite successfully. We even had Morazan at the beginning bringing her dog into one of our programs where kids could have a better understanding about the breed that they have in their possession and care. That it's not a tool, it's not a weapon. It's an animal that needs to be loved and cared for and nurtured. You know, so it's all about changing the minds of youngsters when they're having these pit bull dogs in their care. Everyone think a pit bull is the best, is the newest found a weapon to be used for their own pleasures, and it just doesn't sit well, I think, with anybody in the normal society.
Yeah.
Bev, okay, so we've got all the cases that need to go to court. I've got two questions now I want you to answer for me. Are the laws harsh enough for the perpetrators? And then secondly, in terms of education, I feel passionately about this. I don't believe that we are doing enough in terms of education. Animal care and teaching children to be compassionate towards animals helps them to become whole individuals. It's character building. And I believe that we should really have animal education in our curriculum. The kids should be taught in school from an early age that an animal is a sentient creature.
No, I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that, Carol-Ann, because we teach children about life skills. Where does animal fit in the life skills? I mean, you skill your child to become an adult for the world, but where does the animal fit into that being? Where does nature fit into that being? You know, we're all part of this planet, and we all have to rely on each other's survival at the end of the day. And what you instill in a young person to be an adult, to be a parent, you have to instill the values of animals. You have to instill the compassion and the passion of animals. This is what you have to instill. And like you said, this should have been part of our school curriculum at the end of the day, because you teach children about daily things and, you know, respecting each other. Now, shouldn't that also be part of respecting an animal? I mean, it's a life being, it's a living entity at the end of the day. So, I feel strongly that it should.
And in terms of the law, if the last time, the Animal Act and correct me here if I'm wrong, the Animal Act in South Africa, there's the something Act 71 of 1968. It has been amended, and I think the last amendment was 1998. What can we do so that our government also recognizes that in the Constitution we can change certain things? Because how do we get education into the schools? How do we do that? Our hands seem to be tied. We look at sterilization as a huge issue. What can we do?
You know, Carol, and we're moving with times. We're moving in a different era. We're moving with technology, and every child's got a fancy phone. First of all, every child's got a fancy phone. This is one thing parents provide. It's a fancy phone for its kids. It's got to take good pics. It's got to be on YouTube. It's got to communicate. It's got to Google. So in my view is that there's no excuse not to educate yourself. We educate ourselves over other things, about how to do eyebrows, how to do whatever, but we don't educate ourselves on important matters like animals. We won't Google and say, okay, we received a warning about the Animal Protection Act 71 of 1961. Let's challenge this inspector. Let's Google and see what she has written or what he has written in this warning. Does it come from the act? You see, so people, this is one thing we need to bring across to public, is that they need to educate themselves. They need to educate themselves about the laws. They need to educate themselves about the bylaws of the different districts we have municipalities provided in. So there's no excuse at the end of the day to say to anybody, I did not know.
At this point, I just want to, when you talk about sterilization, I remember the only time that I remember the municipality in our metro being really involved was under the leadership of the then Mayor Athol Trollip. Because dog control, as we know, we do have, a lot of people don't know, but we have an organization, a government body, a municipal body, called Dog Control. But nobody ever call, if you see a dog running down the freeway, you don't call dog control.
Yeah.
You call, so what role does dog control actually play?
Okay, at the current moment, dog control is quite understaffed. They are officers, wardens of animals where they need to apply the bylaws. And
So that is, I can't backyard breed.
Yeah, I can't backyard breed. I can't have my dog roaming. I can't have my dog being a nuisance, interfering with the comfort of others. I can't allow my dog to jump over into somebody else's yard and rip my dog apart, or jump into the street and rip animals apart. You see, these are the bylaws that needs to be addressed and needs to be enforced. And I think that is what's lacking with dog control, is that there isn't enough manpower to address these issues at hand. We're trying to get a meeting going with dog control so that we can just build better relationships with them and just combine forces to see where do we fit in as welfare organizations, because we're very much on the forefront with sterilizations. We're very passionate about sterilizing, because I always maintain to say that if you have a stray dog in your yard, she doesn't cause disruption to other males in the area. Yes. And there is no excuse for people to say, I didn't know you must have your dog sprayed. I didn't know you must have your dog neutered. No, please, people, wake up. We're with the times now. There's too many media and information going around at the end of the day. So the bylaws are there. They need to be enforced. That's the one thing they need to be enforced. And I'm going to say this too about the Metro Police. They have come on board. And they want to enforce the bylaws, because they're not only doing traffic laws, they're doing the bylaws where they are mandated to come in and say, okay guys, you're breaking the law. How many times were you warned? Here's your fine.
Yeah.
No warning, no notification, here's your fine. So I think the more you hit public's pocket, they're going to sit up and take note to say, oh no, this can't be happening. We need to do something about our animals. We need to get them spayed. We need to get them neutered. We need to keep our animals in their yards. That's the most important thing about the bylaws, enforcing that too.
Okay, but let's talk spayathons, dipathons, because this is where we get to the heart of the matter, because there are so many people, there are just way too many people who can't afford to have their dog spayed. And so it has a litter of puppies, but you do incredible work in terms of the spayathons.
Yeah, Carol.
We've got the spayathon. We've got some over here. We've got some spayathon going behind us, yes. Mission Vale, looks like there.
Okay, talk us through a spayathon, because a lot of people kind of don't know what happens at a spayathon.
Yes, our first spayathon was in Mission Vale, and I must say dog control was with us on that spayathon. So we were quite a collective of bodies and societies that just came on board, and we decided that, this is quite needed in the area. And that was the first successful spayathon that took place was in Mission Vale. And that just spiraled, I think, Animal Anti-Cruelty League just to reach out further into the other areas, because we could see there was such a great demand for that. People used to phone, used to queue up, used to come, used to beg. They don't want to give the animals in, and we say, okay, spay them, neuter them. So that is quite a successful mission that I think we have accomplished, and still going on with our spayathons. And so
So did you get a lot of vets coming in to help there as well? I presume then, obviously.
Oh yes, quite a bit of it. I think our biggest spayathon was out in Bedford and Bedford and Adelaide. I think we had quite a number of vets that came on board. So yeah, it just grows. It just grows. I think there are vets that so much want to do, but with time constraints just sort of makes it a bit difficult. But there's definitely there's vets, there's vet technicians, there's veterinary nurses, there's volunteers that so much want to come and just offer their service, their time for animals, which just make our flight more easier.
Priority,
Yeah.
I must say, like I said, the spathons are amazing. And my Charlie at home I adopted him, meeting him at a spathon. But just a shout out to Ethel Trollope for what he did during his tenure as mayor. I mean, he organized a massive spathon for the city because, sometimes I think, do people actually realize, not people, but just if the shelters weren't there, that are non-profit organizations, if they weren't there doing what they do, what would the place be like? Can you imagine?
Exactly.
So,
nightmare.
Chaos.
So yeah,
Chaos.
absolutely.
Chaos.
Bev, from your side, is there anything that you really want to? Do you have any lighter stories to share with us? That's kind of,
I'm sure.
Look, I must tell you about this. I got a complaint from one of the neighbors in Central.
Yes.
And that doggy, that the clip you just showed now, it's about the dog whose ears were cut. Dr. Hayward from 9th Avenue, he actually adopted that dog.
Okay.
Lovely.
Wow.
Many years ago, yes. I removed the dog and I opened up a case, and it was just one of those terrible, terrible moments. But anyway, I get a complaint in Central about a family that's keeping a goat with her 2 little kids. Oh my God. A goat. So I get onto the property, I go to the back, I see this goat is tethered. I see these 2 little ones are also in the corner there, and I think to myself, oh my goodness, yes, trouble. I get hold of the owner, I speak to him, I said, please, ma'am, don't take them as my babies, it's my children's babies. I said, no, you're not allowed to keep farm animals, we're not allowed. So anyway, I have to talk to him, I said, please surrender them to me. Okay, he's going to speak to his kids and just,
let them down. Let them down easy.
Know that it's not allowed. And anyway, the metro pitches up. Ooh, here come trouble, I think to myself. The metro pitches up, gives the guy 1,000 rand fine. I said, give them to me. Just give them to me. So anyway, he hands me the 2 goats. The 2 little ones, the 2 babies, he hands them to me. I take them to the center. I phone Lisa. I said, Lisa, you won't believe it, what I have here in my vehicle now. 2 baby goats.
Driving along with 2 goats.
Driving along to Happy Land with him. So anyway, so Lisa gets hold of the vet in Linden Grange. She gets hold of the vet in Linden Grange and she says to me, bring them to the center. I'm going to phone the vet. I'm going to phone my vet. Maybe I can twist her arm to take them. So off I go to the center. Give her the 2 baby goats, the kids. I give to Lisa. Off she goes to Linden Grange and she gets the vet to adopt them. Not long after that, after dropping off the goats, Lisa shows me pics of the 2 babies with seat belts across them driving in the vehicle.
That's beautiful.
I thought to myself, oh my goodness.
I see Linda Louise has got a little comment for us there. So much respect for our VTK team. They really tackle some of the harshest cases under the dangerous circumstances in order to save that animal. To each and every one of you, our sincere thanks. That's for you, Bev.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
What you do and go into those situations.
My work is not all that difficult with my team. That we just. Can I say it? Carol-Ann, can I say the name of our team?
Of course you can. Shout them from the rooftops.
Yes, of course.
We call ourselves the Fatikaki Squad team. So you can just imagine.
No, that's fine. We're okay on Gino's spot with a bit of kaki and there, it's fine. Fatty kaki. Yeah, boy. Oh, that's fantastic. Can you read that there, Carol-Ann? I don't know if you've got the glasses on. It says here, best inspector ever, AACL, our very own Bev Rademyer.
Yes, it's 24/7, and it is. It's a 24/7 on the go for the animals. So much respect for the women. I wish people could see the team behind the scenes for every animal. This woman is amazing. Not only acting, but educating. No, seriously, to going to the root of the problem, to criminal charges. A woman who is the voice for the voiceless. Love you, Bev. We need more of you. And I have to say,
that's so sweet.
From Suzette.
Suzette Lydica as well.
Well, Suzette also what
Kudos
she does.
to you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You have my utmost respect, seriously. And when people say to me, "Oh, you do so much for the animal," I'm like, I don't. My name shouldn't be mentioned in the same sentence as rescue. It's
the platform. It's the platform that you use as well.
But it's what you do, and you go into the trenches every single day.
Oh, thank you, Queenie.
Queenie's there as well.
Queenie. Yeah, Queenie's also amazing. Bev, can I ask you, in terms, we've all known, we've heard it's been such a struggle for every single NPO during this time of COVID. Tell us about, have you got any kind of online events, anything coming up, or your Animal Anti-Cruelty League shop that my sister has bought some very lovely things from?
Yeah, we beautiful items comes from the bargain box, and we restructured and revamped, and I must say it's beautiful. Yeah, people please support us at the bargain box.
Tell us where it is.
On the corner of 10th Avenue Main Road. We're situated in Warmer. Yeah, and it's run by volunteers, 2 employed managers, and the rest are all volunteers who come and volunteer their time. They love for what we do out there, and without them trying to get funds going to keep us going out and do the work that we do. It's amazing. It's amazing.
My sister Sandy, you can go and meet my sister there on a Tuesday. No, you've no idea. This stuff is amazing. Look what I bought. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. She'll be like, look what I bought for my grandson. And I'll be amazed. Look what I bought. Where did you get it? Charity shop. The shop. She says the most stunning stuff. Yeah, really, really awesome. Bev, in closing, is there anything that maybe we haven't covered that you would like to share with the public, or a message you would like to get out there? How can we
help? Yes,
assist you?
I think people should be more aware about their surroundings, and also share information. Educate. Nothing stops anybody from educating each other. Educate your friends, your colleagues, educate your family, your kids, your husband, your wife. It's an ongoing process. And if you don't know, go and Google. Google. We Google for recipes, we Google for beauty. Go and Google. If you're unsure about, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? And also be aware of what goes on in your neighborhood. Be aware, be informative. I also want to say thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to speak on behalf of the voiceless, because this is what we are. We are the tools. I always say we are the tools that go out and do the necessary for the animals. Without us, they are lost. They are totally lost. For the few that are defenseless. For the few that are out there in welfare, rescue and welfare organization, I say we have a very good working relationship. I must say from my side, I have a very good working relationship with all organizations, with all departments, with all entities, until one of them trampled on my toe. Quickly, I must say. Yeah, I must say.
Before you go, just quickly explain, maybe for a lot of people don't know, the pound, how the pound operates. So you know, for example, if their dog's running in the street, somebody calls and then they get sent to the pound. A lot of people don't know that our pound is actually, for our metro, it's in Uitenhage. So you know, if you call, for example, so their car's running down Main Road, Walmer. Well, they wouldn't be running, but anyway.
Yes.
And they send those cars, they have to go to the pound, they have to go all the way to Uitenhage. And I remember Athol Trollop, one of his things was he wanted to get a pound in PE as well, which was an amazing idea. But just explain how the pound works for us and how sometimes if the municipality doesn't pay their bill timeously, what happens? It's
The
not your
pound
bag,
closes.
baby, but I mean, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, the pound closes, unfortunately. Yeah, but the pound is there, run by, it's on the grounds of the municipality, share the grounds with SPCA. But the pound is sort of run by the municipality. Yeah, any strays, any dogs roaming, you know, gets taken to the pound. And there are times that, there were times that we had to take in animals. We had to, you know, do the necessary, keep the 7 days and then do the necessary. The owners don't come up and claim them. And the welfare was dealing with the same situation that we were dealing with. But most of the strays, are taken to the SPCA to be impounded. And yeah, that be it horses, goats, whatever animal.
Donkeys, whatever,
On municipal grounds, what you find on municipal grounds, be it in the road, in the streets, wherever. They all.
Bev, just one final thing. I know that you get asked a lot, do you do PTS animals? But I think the cruelty cases, what you see, there's no option, because I've witnessed it myself on some of the spay-a-thons, where you cannot believe that anybody could let a dog.
No.
So you have no option,
At times there's no option. You cannot also be part of the prolonging of suffering. You know, suffering should end it instantaneously. You got to end suffering. So yes, many of our cases had come to that we put down the animals to end the suffering of animals, and it's not a nice. Not a nice.
Not at all.
We only have to get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last words? You can have a glass of wine now.
Yes.
A Fitchin Leeds.
Oh no! Thank you so much, Bev, for coming on. It's been wonderful to have you, and to have such somebody who does such an amazing fearless job. It's incredible, inspirational.
But you must remember, I've got a squad behind me.
Ja, die vat die kakkie mense.
Waar is hulle? Are they there with you? We want to see them.
Oh, thank you so much, Bev.
Come on, get in the camera.
Look at they there.
I'm going like this as if that's going to help me see them.
This side. Thank you so much, Bev, for joining us.
Take care. Stay safe.
Sure, man, and I know as a finisher, Nicola, who's with Amubia, Nicola has done.
Let's end on a
happy note. I think tomorrow actually at Norm Hudlin, there is she's organising this bring your own gnome.
Your own gnome.
And they've made a space where they're gonna. It's like an Australian thing.
Space. It's called Gnomesville.
Gnomesville. Okay, and then you bring your gnome, and then there is a tree there. There's like a little tree, and you can put a little gnome.
It's a happy tree.
It's for the kids as well. I think the kids for the gnomes and everything. It's a little.
You are never too old.
You're never too old for a gnome. I've got one underneath the deck. I'm going to dump it there as well. And they've got a tree, and you make a donation to that, and they are donating that to us here, and we're going to distribute it. So
I'll
thank you to Nicola.
translate that for you.
Yes, please.
So you write something, a personal little note on this ribbon, and then you get to hang it on the happiness tree at Gnomesville. But in exchange for that ribbon, you make a donation, and they have kindly, Amobia, have said, you know what, all those donations that we get for the ribbons, we are going to give to Gino and his spot.
And I'm going to give it to Carol-Ann, and then she's going to distribute it to the right people.
So once again, it is tomorrow at Norm Hudlin.
Norm Hudlin, yes. At
Yep.
2 o'clock, I think.
Starting at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's on the
Get your gnomes.
Facebook page as well for the, what's it called? Gnomesville.
Gnomesville.
Yes, have a look at Nicola Smith's site as well, and you can check it out.
If you don't have a gnome,
Yes.
where would one find a gnome?
Well, I don't know. I think you have to maybe we can ask Cat Care if
No,
they've
but
seen
seriously,
any.
if I thought I want to go tomorrow, where do you go and buy a gnome?
I know. I don't think you don't need to. You can just put the ribbon on. You don't have. You can just come and see the gnomes.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can make your own gnome. I don't know.
It's not who you know.
Yes, indeed, it's what you know. Oh man, well, this has been amazing.
Yeah, I have to. Are we allowed to hug?
We can hug it. We're okay.
Thank you to you and Gary and Spa for
Absolutely.
this opportunity.
And thank you, Carol.
for all the shelters. It's incredible.
And I know you always play down your role in this, but you've been a fighter. You've always been there, and people they assimilate you with this whole thing as well. And it's a good thing, because if they need to know anything, they always.
I've got to have my fit and leads now.
Excellent. Go and have your
Does
fish
he
and
ever
leads.
shut up, Philippa?
I'm there.
Sit, Gino.
I'm sitting. We're gonna have the competition now, Carol-Ann.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine. You can
I
keep
go?
you can go,
Okay,
but
cool.
you can keep your headphones in,
Okay,
because
cool.
it's gonna be loud in here. It's gonna be loud. Okay, so we got a
Bye,
song.
everyone.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you to our special, beautiful guest, Carol-Ann. I'm gonna get my microphone here and turn these things down. This is there and there and there. There we go. Right, all right, and I'm back on my microphone. I'm going to move over to the drum cam. I'm going to play a song. I need the name of the drum, the name of the artist, and the song in the comments, and you can win a case of Fitch and Leeds. That's it. Thank you to our sponsor, Spa and Fitch and Leeds. We're going to see who wins this. Woo, let's check it out. Yes, it's got a bit of an animal theme to it. We have Cindy Duplessis, our winner tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been wonderful. And thank you to our special guest, Carol-Ann Kelleher. She's amazing. She's amazing. And all the people that came on tonight, all the organizations. Well done, Cindy Duplessis. You're in. Thanks to our sponsors, Fitch and Leeds and Spa. And of course, and we'll see you on Tuesday where we've got Lee Duru. On Tuesday we've got Lee coming into the studio. We're going to have some fun with her. Yes, right.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
giggle and exercise your middle at the Gino spot.